Elon Musk just made it official. X money is now live in the United States, and almost immediately, the crypto world started screaming that this is massive for XRP, that Musk's Everything app is about to integrate crypto and send XRP flying. So let me give it to you completely straight, the way only this channel will. There is one single detail inside this launch that quietly demolishes that entire narrative, and almost nobody is pointing it out. So today, I'm going to show you exactly what X money actually is, the honest truth about whether it has anything to do with XRP, and the much bigger question this raises for crypto that the hype crowd never bothers to ask. This channel is called Verified, so let's separate the facts from the fantasy. Let's get into it. One honest note first. Everything here is research and perspective to help you understand the story, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and I won't tell you what to buy, sell, or hold. Do your own research, okay? Let's walk through it. So let's start with what X money actually is, because as a product, it's genuinely serious. Musk has officially launched the full X money payment service in the US. It lets users send money to each other directly inside the X app, comes with a sleek metal Visa debit card stamped with your handle, offers FDIC-insured deposits through a banking partner, a 6% savings rate, 3% cashback, and 0 foreign transaction fees. It's powered by Visa and a regulated bank called Cross River, and X has secured money transmitter licenses in more than 40 US states to make it all legal. Plug that into a platform with hundreds of millions of users, and you can see why this is a big deal. This is Elon Musk's clearest step yet toward his long-promised Everything app vision. One single place for social media, payments, and banking, the same way WeChat works in China. So as a payment story, make no mistake, this is real and it's significant. But here is the one detail that quietly demolishes the "this is huge for XRP" narrative. The detail the hype thumbnails are carefully skipping over. X money launched with zero crypto. None. No Bitcoin, no stablecoins, no crypto rails of any kind. And here is the part that should end the conversation completely. Not even Dogecoin made it in. Dogecoin, the coin Elon Musk himself has personally championed for years. Even his own favorite crypto was left out. X money is purely fiat, US dollars, running on Visa's network and a traditional bank. So let me be the honest voice in the room here. There is no XRP in X money. There is no announced connection between X and XRP anywhere. Not a partnership, not a hint, nothing. So when you see a thumbnail screaming that X money means XRP is about to explode, understand that it is built on pure speculation with literally zero evidence behind it. If Elon Musk's own favorite coin didn't make the cut at launch, the idea that XRP is secretly involved is just wishful thinking dressed up as news. And there's actually a very logical reason it launched fiat-only, and understanding it tells you a lot about where crypto really fits. To run a payment service legally in the US, X had to obtain money transmitter licenses state by state and partner with a regulated FDIC-insured bank. Throwing a volatile crypto asset into that mix from day one would have massively complicated the regulatory approval process and invited even more scrutiny. And regulators are already asking pointed questions, like exactly how X plans to fund that generous 6% savings rate. So launching with clean, insured, dollar-based payments was simply the smart regulatory play. Crypto, if it ever comes to X money at all, comes later, once the rails are proven and the rules are settled. Musk has vaguely hinted at crypto someday, but a vague someday hint is a very different thing from XRP being part of this product. And honestly, that gap between a hint and a fact is exactly where most people in crypto get misled. So here's the much more interesting question this actually raises, the one the hype crowd never asks. Does an everything app like X money even help XRP, or does it compete with it? Let's think it through honestly. For sending dollars between two people inside the United States, you do not need a bridge asset like XRP at all. Visa and a bank handle that perfectly well already. Where XRP's actual thesis lives is somewhere completely different, in cross-border payments, moving value between different currencies and different countries in seconds, and in tokenization and institutional settlement. That's a separate lane from a domestic Venmo competitor. So the real, honest takeaway here isn't X money pumps XRP. It's something bigger and more useful. The entire world is now visibly racing toward digital, app-based money. And the genuine question for XRP is whether it becomes the plumbing underneath that global shift, especially the cross-border part that domestic apps like XMoney don't even touch. That is the thing actually worth watching, not a fantasy integration that literally nobody has announced. And speaking of what genuinely matters for XRP, let me quickly update you on where the real catalysts stand, because these are the ones to keep your eyes on. The Clarity Act, the major U.S. crypto bill, still has a narrow shot at passing before Congress leaves for its August recess, but the window is tight, with only a couple of weeks of legislative days left and that ethics dispute still unresolved. One analyst even warned that if it misses this window, it could realistically slip all the way to 2028 or 2029. And the DTCC, the institution at the backbone of the entire U.S. stock market, has confirmed a one-day tokenization test event for the middle of July, with a full rollout still targeted for October. Those are the kinds of developments that actually move the needle for XRP. And in the meantime, let's just be real about the price. XRP has been hovering right around $1, testing that level over and over again, inside a broader market that's been bleeding for weeks. So please, don't expect any single headline, XMoney included, to flip that picture overnight. Watch the real catalysts and let the price simply be the price. So let's land this cleanly, because the two versions of this story could not be more different. Is XMoney a big deal? Yes. For payments, absolutely. Does it have anything to do with XRP right now? No, not even a little. Not even Dogecoin made it in, let alone XRP. One of those is a documented fact. The other is a fantasy the hype channels are busy selling you. So the smart move is to watch where digital money is genuinely heading across the whole world, and keep your eyes locked on the real XRP catalysts: regulatory clarity, tokenization, and cross-border adoption, instead of a connection that nobody has actually announced. Watch the foundation, not the fantasy. One last reminder before I go. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Crypto is volatile and genuinely risky, and you should always do your own research before making any decision. My only job here is to give you the real picture, the documented facts, and the honest unknowns so you can think clearly for yourself. If you appreciate getting the verified version instead of the loudest headline in the room, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And tell me in the comments, do you think X ever integrates crypto? And if it does, which coin gets in first? I read every single one. Take care, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.